நீங்க ஒரு லிங்க் அனுப்பிச்சு விட்டுருங்க பிசி அனுப்பிச்சா வரல இருக்காரு அங்க வந்து பிடி விசிட்டர் பிடி அனுப்பிச்சா அது லேட்டா மாதிரி இல்ல டெஸ்ட் கேமரா அங்க போகும்போது உங்க கேமராவா இந்த கேமரா
ஏன் உயிர் எடுக்கிறீங்க அதுக்கு அனுப்பு என்னடா வெள்ளாடாதீங்களா
வச்சுட்டு போயிடா இந்த இவங்களுக்கு program details program schedule இல்ல ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல அந்த ஸ்கிரீன் போடுவீங்க இல்ல அதுக்காக வேண்டி ஈஸி
இன்ஃபோல INF
that video that is
டாடா
எதுப்பா INF அட்டுப்பா
என்ன உங்க இதுல வந்து இரும்பு மாதிரி நிறைய பேர் வந்து உட்கார்ந்த இடமா
நீங்க வந்து நீங்க மாஸ்க் போடு
அப்பா கண்ணில் வைரஸ் கண்ணாடி போட்டுருவோம்
INF அட்டா
திறந்துடாது எது மூஞ்ச காமிச்சா போதுமே ஏதோ பேசி நம்மளா பேச போறோம் ஐயா தானே பேசுவார் வேலையை இருக்கிற டப்பு டப்பு அடிச்சு ஓடிச்சு போயிட்டேங்க வராரு என்ன டப்பா டல்ல கண்ணாடி டப்பா டல்ல அடிக்குதா
இதுல நல்லாதான் சார்
அதுல பார்த்தால கண்ணாடி கழட்டி பேசுறா
இல்ல ரொம்ப கருப்பு இருக்கணும் டல்லாதே இருக்கே
மேட்லாம் சும்மா திருப்பி வந்து டல்ல இருக்கீங்க சார்
அவர் பண்ணுவார மாத்தார கலர் அவர் தெரியுமா கலர் எந்த கலர் கொடுத்தாங்க
மொத்தம் வாங்கி சொல்ல போறேன். அதையும் அனுப்பணும்.
இன்னும் correction முடியல சார்.
ஒரு முடிவு வரைக்கும் அனுப்பிடுறான். ஏதாவது கலர் மாற்றம் தெரியவா? உங்க கலர் போடுங்க ஏதாச்சும்.
பேசாம நம்ம ஸ்லைடை போட்டுருவோமா?
ஸ்லைட்ல இல்ல ஏதோ ஒண்ணு.
பாரதா சர்வீஸ் வெல்கம் சொல்லுவோமா?
அதை மட்டும் போட்டுக்கோங்க.
யார் என்னன்னு தெரியும் அவங்க
இல்ல அப்படியே கலர் மாத்திடுறான் அவர் பேசாம.
இல்ல இதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணும் பண்ண முடியாது.
மேல போறது என்ன பவர் பாயிண்ட் தானா? பவர் பாயிண்ட் மேல தலைவா மேல வந்து டிசைன் உனக்கு
இந்த வேலையோட குறைந்த வேலை இங்க பண்ணக்கூடாது. லைவ் ஸ்ட்ரீம் போயிட்டு இருக்கு.
இதா தலைவா வீசிக்கு நீங்க ஒரு லிங்க் அனுப்புங்க தலைவா.
Hello, Mr. R.T. Vijay Karun, don't share your screen, please.
அந்த இது கொடுத்தீங்களா யூடியூப்
ஓகே எப்பயும் அனுப்பிட்டேன் அதில் போயிட்டு இருக்கோம்
அதை பார்த்து வந்துட்டேன்
அவர் வீட்டில் ஆன்லைன் சார்ந்த
அவர் ஒவ்வொருத்தனுக்குமே அக்செப்ட் பண்ணணுமா ஏன் ஒரு பெரிய பெரிய ப்ராசஸ்
எல்லாம் கஷ்டப்பட்டாதான் ஒரு பிள்ளை பார்க்க முடியும்.
தலைவரே இப்போ தமிழ் தாய் வாழ்த்து முடிஞ்சோடனே நான் வந்து வெல்கம் அவர் நீங்க சொன்னா சொல்லிட்டாரு, நீங்க சொன்னா நான் வந்துருக்கேன், நான் இருப்பேன், பதினொன்று இருப்பேன், ரெடியா இருக்கும். அப்புறம் வந்து அவர் போட்டோ பார்க்குறாரு
ஈஸின்னு அவருக்கு நம்ம என்ன ஒரு இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன் அவரை பற்றி சொல்லிடுறேன்.
வாங்கிறேன்
ஏன் இப்போ கூட அனுப்ப மாட்டேன். உங்க பையனுக்கு வரல ஸ்லைடு
திருப்பி பார்த்தேன். எல்லாத்துக்கும் மெசேஜ் வச்சுட்டீங்களா?
நான் எதிர்ப்பு அதெல்லாம் அந்த அம்மா பார்த்து
ஆடியோ கட் பண்ண சொல்லி
நீ தானே கோவம் கணிச்சுற, நீ கேள்வி கேட்கறேன்னு வந்த.
இல்ல சொல்லியாச்சு,
இல்ல வந்து கேள்வி கேட்கலாம்.
Chatting out அடிச்சான். Please kindly mute.
அது எப்படி ஃபோன் பண்ணியா செல்விக்கு இந்த யூடியூப் லிங்க் அனுப்பிச்சிட்டானு
சார் அவங்க அந்த மேடம் செந்தமிழ் செல்வி வந்து மெயில்ல வராங்க பிரின்சிபல்.
அவங்க யாரும் வந்து உள்ளே வர சொல்லுங்க. நமக்கு தேடிக்கலாம் பண்ண முடியாது. சொல்லிட்டு வரிசையாக தான் அட்மிட் பண்ண முடியும்.
ஆமா.
தனியாக அட்மிட் பண்ண முடியாது. அதனால வச்சுக்க. இப்படி அட்மிட் ஆகி உட்கார சொல்லுங்க. கடைசி அதுக்கு வந்து வரலன்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது.
ஹலோ
ஹலோ சார்.
என்ன வந்துட்டீங்களா?
சார் நான் வந்துட்டேன் சார். எல்லாத்துக்கும் யூடியூப் லிங்க் அனுப்பிச்சு விட்டுட்டேன் சார்.
ஓகேமா, வெரி குட்மா, வெரி குட், வெரி குட், வெரி குட், வெரி குட்.
உங்க வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்க.
ஓகே, உங்க வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்க. ஓகேமா, தேங்க்ஸ்மா.
ஓகேவா சார்?
ஓகேமா.
ஓகேங்க சார்.
பொன்முடி சாருக்கு ஒரு ஃபோன் பண்ணி. சார் குட் மார்னிங் சார். ஆமா சார், வெபினார் இருக்கேன் சார். இல்ல சொல்லிட்டேன், நான் ஒரு மணிக்கு வருவேன் சார். ஓகே சார்.
எப்படி உருவது பார் என்ன சொன்ன எம்மோட அந்த பத்திரத்தை கழுத்து போட்டேன்னு சொன்னேன். ஐயா வணக்கம். என்னடி அர்த்தம் புரிஞ்சா இலவச கல்யாணம் அந்த
Onyeman.
ஏன் பேசுறீங்க சும்மா இருந்துரும்.
அண்ணன் மன்சாரி அவங்க இது ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் ஆஃப் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க.
Hello, Ansari.
Stop your presentation.
Kindly switch off your presentation.
Stop your presentation.
இல்ல switch off னால ஒண்ணுதான்.
Switch on.
நம்ம அதை கட் பண்ண முடியாதா?
பண்ணலாம்.
அவ்வளவுதான்.
இல்ல நம்ம ஓரளவு நம்ம பாத்துக்கணும்ல. எதுக்கு பண்றாங்க?
நம்ம பிரசன்ட் பண்றது வரதான்.
Don't share your screen. Miss Sivaranjani, you are sharing your screen. Please don't share your screen. And mute. So, dear friends, good morning to one and all. We are at the verge of starting our this webinar program. We are waiting for few more people to come. Those who are already in, please mute your mic and also don't share your screen. Don't share that presentation. Please cooperate with us. We will start within another 5 minutes. We are waiting for a few more people to come. More than 1,100 people registered so far. We have sent 350 people this Google Meet link. And for remaining, we have communicated YouTube link. On first come, first serve basis, we permit the 250 into this Google Meet. Remaining, you can have an access on YouTube. Those who are in YouTube also, you can just try Google Meet also. Good morning, JP. இல்லையா நீ அங்க கொஞ்சம் மொபைல் வச்சிரு. For those who are in, please mute your audio. Kelvi, you please
Dear
mute your audio.
participants, kindly mute your audio. All the participants, dear participants, kindly mute the audio and video.
Sir, welcome, sir. Rangane, sir.
Welcome.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And we are waiting for another 5 minutes, sir. We will start actually.
Certainly, another best, certainly.
Okay, sir. So good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Little bit louder.
Yeah, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Dear participants, Honorable Vice Chancellor already arrived, and resource persons also, they all arrived. And please mute your mic, and also don't share your screen. And now we are going to start the webinar lecture series of this 1 week webinar organized by Department of Library Information Science, Bharadas University, along with Department of Library Information Science, Holy Cross College, and Academic Library Association, Tamil Nadu. Myself, along with my colleagues, Dr. Surinadi, coordinator, and Dr. Jayaprakash, Dr. Ranganathan, Dr. Amsavini, Dr. Balasubramanian, and Dr. Dorairajan. He is the president of ALA, and informatics, Mr. Aurakraj. So we are here. We start with invocation. Amit Aigal. Thank you. Welcome address. At the outset, I extend my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor and the authorities, and also my department colleagues, faculty members from Holy Cross College and Academic Library Association members, and all the participants. I am happy to welcome all of you. I start with welcoming our Honorable Vice Chancellor, who is going to give inaugural address. Being a great scientist and academician, definitely his inputs will be of greatly useful to all of us. Our Vice Chancellor is a great administrator also. Since from his early career, he was coordinating with various university developmental activities as a director, distance education, as a chairman, research council, as a director of the Dean, and as a director of nanotechnology, as a founder, coordinator of Department of Biotechnology to start at the Alapa University, and various academic examination and other reformation boards. And he is the institution builder and a great asset to the institutions wherever he served. He served in reputed college, that VOC college, and also he worked in Periyar University. Then he served in Alapa University, and we are fortunate to have our Vice Chancellor. He is having more than 200 journal articles in peer-reviewed Elsevier and Springer and reputed academic press journals. And to his credit, he has got more than 3,500 citations and a H index of 32. And he has completed more than 13 research projects sponsored by various national and international sponsoring agencies. And he is also a member of, in addition to that, UGC, AICTE, DST, and various other committees. And now he is the Executive Council member of Association of Indian Universities. and many of the reforms in the current time he used to suggest in the meeting, and accordingly that will become possible in practice also. So I just, his biodata, lot of things which as an academician he has contributed. Above all, I would like to say our Vice Chancellor is a very good human being. Always he used to deliver goods to each and everyone and a positive attitude. And even from a Group D employee to a lecturer or to a professor, at any point of time we can go and meet him and we can call him over phone and we can get his guidance. So I am very happy to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor on behalf of our department, ALA, Holy Cross College, and also on behalf of all the participants. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank
I am
you.
also, yeah, please, sir. 1 minute, sir. I am also happy to welcome the resource person, Dr. Punuraj, who is online. He is from NAC. He is an advisor who is going to give his lecture on the quality of higher education in terms of technology, whether it is myth or reality. And Ranganesh, our IECD director and professor, Department of Education Technology, is with us. And other resource persons, the University of Himachal Pradesh, the Central University from Dharmashala, and Dr. Kanagavel from National Institute of Wind Energy, Dorajan from St. Joseph College, my colleague Dr. Sulnadi, who is also coordinator of this program, and various resource person from National Library of Kolkata, then the resource person from Alapa University, Dr. Ganeshan, and all the resource persons. I am welcome, and I am also happy to welcome our registrar and other faculty members of my university. So with this, I once again welcome all of you, and I invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor to inaugurate and to deliver inaugural address. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Srinivasa Raghavan, for your nice introduction. Good morning to all of you. At the outset, I thank the organizers, especially Professor Srinivasa Raghavan and his team, the coordinators, Dr. Surulinidhi, Dr. Saravana Kumar and Dr. Senthamil Chelvi, and my special welcome to the principal of Holy Cross College, Dr. Christina Bridget, and she is collaborating with us. The entire team is collaborating with the Bharadasan University. And I am also very much thankful to the Academic Library Association, the president, Dr. Durai Rajan, secretary, Dr. Saravana Kumar, treasurer, Dr. Senthamil Chelvi, for their active participation and active arrangement. I congratulate all the organizers for organizing such a wonderful 1 week webinar series of lecture series. And it's a right time you are organizing this wonderful program. I hope this program will be highly useful for the society. So with this small introduction, let me share some of my views about the topic of this webinar. It is knowledge, access and sharing, opportunities and challenges. Knowledge, access and sharing, this is an important topic that everybody should know. Not only science, arts, management, and apart from this, the society must also know about this knowledge, access and sharing. This is the need of the hour today. In fact, if you look into this one, knowledge, access, in those days, I remember when I was doing my PhD in Madurai Kamaraj University in the Department of Organic Chemistry, School of Chemistry, in 1980s, the knowledge access, especially towards research, that was found to be a difficult task. So we didn't get enough data, enough, say for example, if you want to prepare or synthesize a compound in chemistry, then to know about the compound, we toiled like anything in those days. So the chemical abstract, only few universities, the IITs and the IICs, they had this chemical abstract series and other things. And we have to go to Chennai or Bangalore to collect data and like this. And I can also say one important things related to this knowledge access in those days. So I was toiling like anything to prepare a particular compound. More than 1.5 years I toiled like anything. So after that, I got some information. The Professor Yutaka Mori from Japan, he did some of the research work in this area. Then I sent him one airmail letter. After 3 months, I received a bundle of the papers, copies of papers. You know, after 3 months. So nearly 2 years over. 2 years over. After that, simply I took that paper and then I modified certain things and I introduced some innovation. By this way, within 1 year, I have published 8 international publications in those days. So the knowledge access, it was very difficult in those days. And sharing is also difficult. Sharing was also difficult. But what about today's scenario? Today, everything you get in your fingertips. So you can search in Google and a lot of websites are available. Just you click it and get the data. So if you have an Android mobile, then you can go through all details in the mobile itself. You can collect the data. All papers in the PDF form you can download or Word form you can download. You can study. So at any place, any time, anywhere, you can get the data. So the data availability, access is very, very easy today, and sharing is also very easy. So this is the right time. So don't think that I am talking about only research. For the society also like this. Say, if you look into this coronavirus, say the COVID-19 outbreak was in Wuhan, in China. So within few minutes, the entire matter was circulated to all countries in the world. So now how many people are affected in the US, how many people are affected in the UK, Italy, Korea, all details are available with us now. Just a click and you get the data. In India, it is also in India also it is available. So whatever things happen in the universe, we can get it immediately. So this updation of knowledge is easier now. So what is our duty then? When we are getting lot of updations, lot of knowledge sharing, and the knowledge access is very easy. So definitely we have to do some good work. So after getting this, we have to serve the society. We have to serve the society. If you serve for the society, then definitely this knowledge sharing, because whatever data you are getting, you can share with your friends. Lot of platforms are available, starting from Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, all these things are available. You can share the updated knowledge. You can also carry out some innovative research. You can also carry out collaborative research. All these things are necessary now, because every day we are getting some new problem. So when you get some new problem means then we have to attend for this. Say for example, even this COVID-19 pandemic, we have to make it, we are very safe now, no doubt in it. But the problem is we have to find a solution for this one. So some vaccine we have to find out, some remedies, some medicines we have to find out. For this, a collaborative research is required. So collaboration is made easier now because of the knowledge access and knowledge sharing. So these are all the opportunities we are having. So we have to utilize these opportunities and we have to bring the world a brave world. And at the same time, challenges are also there. Challenges in the sense, apart from this useful data, the unwanted data are also available in the websites, net, etc. So the younger minds may get trapped from this one, and that is a big challenge for them, their life challenges. And in some remote places, they didn't know anything about this corona or COVID, nothing. So still they are lacking the internet services and other things. That is also another challenge. So these are just, I have highlighted few of these things. But anyhow, the opportunities are more than the challenges. So if we control the challenges and if you look into the challenges and rectify it, then definitely the opportunities will be fully utilized by us. And by fully utilizing these opportunities, definitely we will create a brave new world, as our great poet Bharatidasan said, and we will create a brave new India also. Thank you very much. I am very happy to inaugurate this wonderful webinar series. Thank you very much. Are you able to hear it?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Very kind of you. Really, you share your experience, and that will be of quite relevant to us. And as exactly you pointed out, and we will explore how these possibilities can get exploited in a very appropriate manner, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir, for your
Thank you.
greetings. Thank you, sir. And now I welcome Dr. Krishna, Madam, the principal of Holy Cross College, to offer felicitations. Madam Principal, on behalf of the Department of Library Information Science and the co-organizers, Academic Library Association, and on behalf of your college, Department of Library Information Science, I welcome you, Madam. Yes, sister, please.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Good morning, sister.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
The
Good morning.
Department of Library Science of Holy Cross College and the Department of Library Science, Bharatidasan University, jointly organizing this webinar on the topic Knowledge, Access and Sharing, Opportunities and Challenges. Knowledge is power. When we know something, we are powerful because others do not know about it. And there is a difference between knowledge and the access to knowledge. All of us do not know everything. We know certain things, and the things which we do not know can be accessed, and that knowledge can be shared or given wherever it is necessary. Take, for example, this open book examination. We are not able to find out the answers to the questions because we do not know how to access the book. Accessing of knowledge is important. Sharing is supported by knowledge management system, and it adds these elements like responsibilities, processes, and governance. Of course,
It's not audible.
but we are not ready to share the knowledge because some of them hold the information and they do not share the information. And any individual survey for the knowledge what they have and not what they need. This can be made possible to create a culture of innovation. We have the open access system where our scholars, culture have to be changed, where knowledge have to be given so that they imbibe it, make it their own, and research which scholars to become real contributors to the society. Wish you all the best and all the best.
Sorry for the technical snag. So now we can resume the first presentation of today's webinar by Dr. B.S. Punmudraj, who is advisor of NAC, and he's going to deliver his talk on technology-enabled education, myth or reality. Others, please don't share your screen. Other participants, please don't share your screen. We don't have that option to control the screen of all the participants. Please cooperate with us, because our resource persons and vice chancellor and registrar, they were all very senior academicians. They have their busy schedule. They can come and join and to share some of their experience and perception that will be of greatly useful. So please mute your mic and don't share your screen also. So now I invite Dr. Punmudraj. Before that, I would like to introduce Dr. Punmudraj. He is an advisor. No, his introduction. That slide. So Dr. Punmudraj, he served in Laila College, Chennai, and he is a tall academician. He is in this teaching profession more than 25 years, and he is one of the founder academic member of National Assessment Accreditation Council. He has coordinated more than 2,000 institutions for both NAC accreditation and re-accreditation process, and he also a member in all the NAC committees which design and develop the quality indicators and quality parameters of this higher education accreditation. He traveled along with the Professor Jnanam, Professor Arun Nigvekar, Professor Rashcharan Pillai, and Professor B.S. Prasad, and many, Professor Lata Pillai. Now he is under the guidance of, able guidance of the current director, Professor Sharma, a technocrat and engineering scientist. He was also vice chancellor of 2 or 3 reputed universities, and he has published papers in many national and international journals and conference proceedings. He also organized many conferences with related to quality education, and particularly the assessor training programs, quite a number of assessor training programs, and he directly involved in training the professors and vice chancellors and registrars and other academic leaders across the country. And he has visited more than a dozen countries in terms of the quality assurance on invitation. And he has been associated with the International Research Project right now at NAC. And also he has published reports on higher education and specific areas. He is also participated in European Foundation for Quality Management and Tata Education Excellence Model. And also he is one of the active member in the CI Exim Bank Quality Initiatives. He is a visiting faculty to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Institute of Textile Management that is situated in Coimbatore, and he also get quite good number of awards. So above all, he is well-known academicians across the country, and he used to help all the principals and professors and also the other stakeholders of higher education in terms of the assessment accreditation and also quality assurance. And he has delivered a large number of lectures in reference course and UGC orientation, RDC and other training programs also. So with this small introduction, I am very much indebted to Dr. Punmudraj, and my acknowledgements to Dr. Punmudraj for giving his kind consent to give his insights for the benefit of the participant. Thank you, sir. Please, sir. Now it is over to Dr. Punmudraj.
Good morning, Professor Raghavan. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Very good, sir.
Is my video clear?
Yes, sir. Your face, that camera, you want to adjust, it seems. Otherwise, it is clear, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Raghavan. And as I said, participants may all mute. This is on behalf of the moderator and the host. Please mute your mic. That will help you for clarity of the understanding of the presenter as well as his audibility. Most honorable and revered Vice Chancellor, Bharathidasan University, Dr. Manishankar. I was closely watching his inaugural address. how 3 months it took that airmail to reach Japan and a bundle of papers returned back. What an experience those days. And people used to travel by ship for postdoctoral fellowship
Yes.
to UCP and that fellowship. And he was talking about Wuhan, how it reached the news very fast. The apt examples, personal examples of him set this 8th to 14th June, this complete series on technology-based learning, technology, education, the right platform. Most Honorable Registrar of the University, my good friend, Professor Gopinath, Professor Dr. Srinivasa Raghavan, Dr. Bridget, Principal of the College, Academic Library Association, Tamil Nadu, and all the office bearers, ladies and gentlemen. As a teacher, I am very, very time conscious man. I'm supposed to start at 11:15 and close at 12:15. Now the time is 11:29. So I'll exactly stop much before 12. And before I could start the presentation, and I just wanted you all to take this, be safe at home, follow the Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India guidelines. Please follow the UGC guidelines, Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India, as well as Government of Tamil Nadu and Bharatdasan University guidelines regarding our pandemic period. Everybody are aware of the 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. We are in 5.0 till 30th June. People say unlock 1.0. Lot of jargons have come inside the picture. We talk about new normal situation. We talk about curfew 9 to 5. So we have to get a paradigm shift of our thinking, of living. So I wish people across the globe, particularly our country, in particular Tamil Nadu and Bharatdasan University, free from this coronavirus disease 19, COVID-19. May God be with us and God bless us to protect us. Let me start sharing my presentation. I have just a couple of slides. Just give me a minute for the presentation. Is the screen has come?
Yes, sir. Screen has come, but PPT we are supposed to view.
Yeah, okay. Just check the PPT. PPT is not coming?
Yeah, it is coming, sir. You can put that view, F5.
Yeah. Is it right?
Yeah, that is okay. Presentation view, you have to make it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
It is taking.
Yes, sir.
It is the technology is not working in our mind speed. You got it, Professor?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Always.
Ladies and gentlemen, people who are watching in Twitter, on live in Facebook, and as well as in other YouTube, and people who are watching live here, let me start. People are aware of that. I'll try to stick on to the topic which is assigned to me: knowledge, access. And how do you share it? Sharing, opportunities and challenges. Honorable Vice Chancellor was talking about what of the, instead of saying negativity, no current, no electricity, people are unable to reach, speed is not there, internet is not there, people don't understand the platforms, Google Meet, Google Hangouts, Google Classrooms, or whatever the platforms people use, GoToMeeting, Zoom, or Cisco WebEx. All these challenges, how to turn into opportunity. It is easy to talk, but on the ground reality, it is very, very difficult because the terrain is difficult. The terrain is very difficult. People sit in 50 degrees centigrade in Rajasthan, some people in -6, -11. The country is very huge, diversity, climatic changes. So how are these opportunities? How about access? So this is one particular very important topic. I'll be handling it, whether it's a myth or a reality. Thanks for the association. It is not one person, it is 3 people together. We are in collaboration with this this activity is going on. So I'm supposed to speak technology-enabled education, myth or reality.
Sir, you have to share that screen, sir.
Yeah, I've shared. It's not coming?
Yes, sir.
Again, share it.
Okay.
Again, share it, sir.
Raghavan, no, is it not coming?
Yes, sir. Again, you have to share it.
Again?
The PPT. Yeah.
No, PPT is shared.
Yes, it is coming.
It is coming. It is coming. இங்க வர மாட்டேங்குது. Okay, here is a problem. Okay, sir.
சரி சார் பாருங்க அங்க வருதான்னு பாருங்க.
Please, sir.
It's coming.
So ரெண்டு கோட் பண்ணாரு. நம்ம பாரதிதாசன் quote as well as we can always quote about Bharatiyar also. So very important, today's newspaper everybody would have read. Our former Vice Chancellor and at present in charge and currently the Dean of School of English and Foreign Languages. On today's Hindu, it has come. 7 myths he is talking about online education.
Sir, you can stop and you can share again, sir. PPT. PowerPoint.
PowerPoint, other people are unable to see?
Nothing. No.
Yes, sir.
Somebody from Holy Cross? Reddy Garu, you are there? Anybody can respond? Other people can able to see?
Sir, it is not coming, sir.
So Gopinath is able to see? Dr. Roslyn,
Selvi,
are you able to see the screen?
Sir, visible, sir. From Holy Cross College, visible, sir. Your video is visible. PPT is visible.
Dr. Raghavan, you have something?
Our video is visible, sir. Only your PowerPoint. Fine. PowerPoint not necessary.
No, PowerPoint is it visible?
Yes, sir. PowerPoint is visible, sir.
Here also,
Dr. Raghavan, you have some technical problem, call some technical experts.
Okay, sir. Please go ahead, sir. Sorry, sir. Go ahead.
The Professor Vice Chancellor is telling it is visible.
it is visible for me.
Okay. Just to quickly just get back to the time again. Today's Hindu, I just quoting about 7 myths. The topic is myth or a reality, online teaching, online education, online technology education. Online teaching is meant only for young and people who know about technology. This is a myth. This is not a reality. This is what has been told by today's newspaper. Online teaching is only a stopgap arrangement. It may not continue throughout. People also, His Excellency, the former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, talks about pura. And many people, there are difference of views. People talk about technology cannot replace a teacher. The feel, the touch, the personal touch, the demonstration, the movement of a teacher, using all technologies and demonstration, whether in a lab, in a chemistry lab or a biotechnology lab, whatever they are able to do it. So technology can enhance, technology can help, whether it can replace, whether this stopgap arrangement can be totally be taken over. And yesterday there was an order by the government of Tamil Nadu regarding the classes of shift 1 and shift 2 for the government merging of shifts. I was learnt and I told about the instructions by the Department of Collegiate Education from the Secretary of Higher Education. Online teaching is not egalitarian. So it is a debatable topic. It is only for egalitarian or it is not egalitarian. Now technology will eventually replace the teacher. May or may not. But the author talks about it is a myth. So this is a very interesting. Students prefer face-to-face interaction. They don't prefer online teaching. Now we have to take a huge survey. This must be his personal view, or he's telling it is a myth. So it is not. People prefer a face-to-face interaction. The 6th point which he was talking about, myth about online education, is online teaching learning is not as effective as face-to-face. Very important. So people say online teaching, no, it is all computer, it is all tamasha, it is drama. People go put some Control-C, Control-V, Control-X, references, bibliography, something like that. People don't understand what is a preparation. Preparation of a PowerPoint or a tool or a Moodle or any class is much difficult than speaking on a blackboard or a chalk and talk method. People say, no, the old school of thought, no, preparing the lessons with notes and giving a lecture is much more difficult with memory and rote learning. Now, the last point must go, people, all the education, ladies and gentlemen, you must visit the UGC website and please note the Gazette notification which has come regarding online teaching, online degrees, online diplomas. What are the distance education modes available? The regulation has come, Gazette notification, and amendment for 1, 2, 3, and 4 amendments have come. As teaching faculty must, every teaching fraternity must closely watch the law of the land, rules and regulations of the university. If it is an autonomous college, the governing body, and by and large, the government, state government, as well as the UGC, what it talks about online education, what are the courses, credit courses, non-credit courses, and how it is merged with the controller of examinations when he gives the CGPA finally for a degree, UG degree, BA, BCom, BSc, BCom, MA, MSc, MCom, MPhil, PhD, DSc, DLET, whatever it is, immaterial of the degree, how those credits are transferred, whether it is recognized, and which are the courses that is recognized, which are the programs that is recognized. Very interesting. So I thought I'll just take this as a clue and move ahead. I was just impressed by this Times of India education from Bhubaneswar, our president of C.V. Raman Global University, Sanjeev Kumar Raut. It's a new university. He talks about virtual reality in education will make online classes more and more interesting. It depends upon the teacher training who's delivering it. It can be as simple as I have some more slides to explain to you about science slides, about experimental slides, whether it is possible or not. I took about chemistry, physics, as well as biotechnology classes. I'll just take 13th May 2020, New Indian Express. Now, parents and industry experts analyze the pros and cons of online classes during this COVID-19 situation, lockdown period. Now, we are in lockdown till 5.0, 30th June. Each state government is giving its own relaxations. Now, there are 2 quotes I have put. Many students immediately signed up for online classes. People who don't have access, people don't have email IDs, people don't have mobiles. They are sharing with social distancing, going to the libraries, going to the common classrooms, going to the auditoriums, and just trying to, wherever classes are reopened, wherever, with social distancing, people are able to gather with social distancing, forming with friends, groups, and try to see the need. We always say, sir, there is no electricity, there is no current, there is no bandwidth. There are people that are there are people who take a lot of interest, young children. I know some of the have-nots catch hold of their friends, the peer learning that they use, they share. So this is very important, suddenly brought to the fore the rising importance of edutech industry. I'm not against talking about the private industries which have come up, like all the, kind of modules and technology is growing. But there are universities and colleges with good computer science and computer science engineering departments, computer science departments, BCA classes. They make small modules of teaching learning, small, MCQs for testing. People still use basics of computer science to take online classes. So very important, the edutech industry is blooming up. Everybody is blooming up. Everybody sells their own software. You take this platform, mine has so many facilities. So as a NAC, from the NAC side or from the UGC side, we don't prescribe anything. Go to Zoom, we don't say go to Cisco WebEx. We don't say go to this, use this tool. We don't prescribe. The wisdom lies with the university or with the colleges or with the classroom. Of course, you have to follow people, many senior people are listening. The Cyber Coordination Committee of the Government of India, of the Ministry of Home Affairs. Most of the registrar would have been circulating this. They have analyzed some of the softwares used, meetings, and what are the things we have to use and not to use, and with precautions. I'm a science man, but not a computer science man. But I wanted to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, be aware of it. What the government says, what should be used, what platforms not should be used. What are the platforms can be used with little, security reasons? All this you must keep in mind. The same newspaper, New Indian Express, on 13th May 2020 talks about the BYJU'S classes. Everybody is aware. Every children is now going to coaching classes, NTA, NEET, IAS, IPS, and all competitive examinations, right from police constable examination or fireman's common competitive examinations. We have received an overwhelming response from the student community with 6 million new students. It has tripled. Now it could have been accessing the app in March alone. Now we are in April, May, June. This is how the CVO of the operations head of sales and marketing Think and Learn Private Limited BYJU'S talked about. Now there is a quote, very important. Professor Raghavan, are you able to hear? Dr. Bridget?
Yes, sir. Audible,
Dr.
sir.
Bridget?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Audible, audible, sir. Ponmudi, sir.
Thank you. This is by
Tell me,
Thuraya
Joe.
Juma Abdullah. So they have posed a question. I was in 2-3 conferences across the globe in Africa, US, as well as in UK. From the QAA, from the government side, from the public side. So this lady was asking a question. There are courses which are purely experimental, like chemistry, physics, and biology courses. How do we do online education? How do we do that virtually with the students? Students are scattered everywhere. Now schools are teaching. 20 simple slides they have put. The students should first wear their school uniform, like BEd classes or MEd classes or teacher education. Even for the colleges, people should wear the clothes neatly, sit erect, have some movements, stand and talk, sit and talk, have some movements during the online. Don't have a common posture. Have a plain background. You can have a plain background. Some people say, no, sir, we can have a wall. We can have a plain. We can have a plain background. People are saying how to keep down taking notes. It is not only just listening. People should stop. Virtual hand, you must stop and say, sir, why did you say that? Same thing in a PowerPoint presentation in a class. Very important in a classroom situation, whether BSc, MSc, MPhil, PhD is immaterial. Whatever the classes the teacher is taking, the teacher should be technologically enabled. He has to learn. Yesterday we spent 1 hour rehearsing this, either for the GoToMeeting or for Zoom or for that any other Cisco WebEx or any of the players or platform. We have been rehearsing. We have been putting it up. With such senior people, we are learning like kids. Like around 8 to 10 people, including your informatics center fellows, was there in Bharathasan University. We are checking till 7:30, 6 to 7:30. We were checking. So teachers have to adapt themselves. They must have a willing to learn, unlearn, relearn. This is sustainability. Very important is the teacher's mindset. Whether old or young is immaterial, about to retire or just joined is immaterial. Willing to learn. Learning is important. Not simply copying the 10 slides. People have to put their mind together, get the notes. Enough material. The Honorable Vice Chancellor said enough of material is available on the web on a click of a button. Very important is relative material, useful material. What is useful for you and how to discard. This is very essential. All India Survey in Higher Education, MHRD website and the University Grants Commission website talks about the total number of 993 universities, 39,931 colleges and 10,400 colleges. That is standalone colleges, we call standalone institutions. 51,000 institutions, 324 institutions. How do we reach about? Government colleges, rural colleges. At least one computer is there. Internet is coming morning 6 to 7 or evening 6 to 7. Afternoon 11 to 12, current is not there. 12 to 1, current is there. UPS is there in the principal's room or in the library. Optimum utilized. This is where administration comes into picture. The registrar, the deputy registrar, the assistant registrar, the entire administration, establishment, all controller, everybody comes into the picture. Utilization, optimum utilization. It is easy to say no current, sir. Electricity, TNEB is not working. In Bangalore, we say, sir, Bescom, current comes, current goes. Everywhere there is a problem, there is a constraint. Amidst of the problem, amidst of the constraints, how we are coming out of that? Because we love our children, we want to give the best to our children. We talk about the children are the future of our country. So if that is the case, how we are able to How were we able to deliver to them? So what are the challenges? Already 2-3 challenges Professor Manichandra was able to touch up. Now basic UPS, how do you have an uninterrupted power supply? Suddenly I'm speaking, suddenly the power goes. Bridget was trying to talk, the principal of the college. That was a video, it went off. Then Tamil Chelvi was trying to come and help her out. We saw today's inauguration and response to the inaugural address by the principal. So all these things are there. We have to coexist with us. Internet, the speed of the internet. What is the download speed? What is the upload speed? What is the upload speed? What is the audio speed? Whether audio is able to hear, whether people are able to see the video, whether there is a clarity of video, when people are able to stand, use a tripod and use a whiteboard marker, start writing it. People are taking down notes. And it is live. It's going on live. So people have to be very careful in the speech. You cannot do a blunder mistake. E is equal to MC square or 8 plus B whole square is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. You cannot fumble. Preparation of the class teacher is very important. Whether LKG, 8th standard, 9th standard, BSc, BA philosophy, BA history, MA political science, MPhil chemistry, immaterial. So there should be a two-way. Very important is two-way. Professor Raghavan, you're online with me or with me? Professor Raghavan.
I'm listening, sir. Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm very much here.
Thank you. I'll just close in 10 minutes. I'm
No, you
time
please
conscious.
You take your own time, sir.
No, I'll keep up my time, Professor.
One small
What are the other
announcement,
guidance people?
Sir, one small announcement to all the participants already. Sir?
Thank you. Now, gadgets are different. Suddenly, people use an iPhone. People use an Apple laptop. No, the present screen doesn't come. People do not know stop the screen. And they do not know video on and off, audio on and off. And there are challenges in the system admin. System admin could not control the entire crowd. Suddenly people, now when inaugural was going on, people start sharing. I saw some persons from Kurukshetra started sharing. Somebody else is sharing the screen. So how to control system admin? And the posture. You sit comfortably in the sofa, you stand, you put yourself, you're well presentable, or you take your calm view. How do your posture? It is not about teachers, the students. The students' video should be on. The teacher should be able to see the video. Otherwise, as usual, people put the attendance. No, they just log in and they'll just walk off. Children are very smart. As long the presentation, and there is a power to the PowerPoint presentation, and people are able to give examples, demonstrate, and give a conducive learning environment, people will not listen to any of the classes, online classes, or face-to-face. Teacher is very, very important. Teacher training, continuous updation of knowledge. People are able to deliver. You must have the stuff to deliver. You must prepare it and you must deliver. Delivery mechanism of teachers. And student learning, the environment. You must tell the children, sit in a calm place. See to that you sit in a place where your broadband is having some access of net. Where there is tower. Or go to the first floor, fifth floor. Go to the ground. Go near the boys' hostel. Go near the library. Go to Kajamalai campus. You will get some tower. Immaterial of the place. And there should be a timetable. We cannot say, no, sir, anytime we will teach. No, put a timetable. Let it be 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Let it be 7:30 to 8:30. Immaterial of time. Need not be 9:15 to 5:45. Anytime, morning hours, depending on the bandwidth and the electricity. Beautiful timetable. Administration should work. Heads of the departments and teachers should work together because they know the children. They know where they are coming from. And have a break. Very important, between one class and other class, they should have a break. Children should be able to stretch, should be able to see the notes, what the madam has spoken. In case, I'm just saying, let us see little positive side. Very positive side. In case after 5.0, unlock 2.0 comes up, here an unlock 1.0, the government of India and the state government will announce, sir, open all the schools and colleges, but follow the norms, follow the guidelines. So how are you going to make the seating arrangement? BSc chemistry class, 60 children are there. A section, B section. which block you're going to give, how you're going to in a bench, how many people are going to sit, what will be the arrangements for sanitization. How? Hello?
Yes, sir. Somebody is interrupting. We are
Kindly
waiting, sir.
Sir, kindly mute, sir.
Yes, Surya,
Moderator and
kindly
host, kindly mute, please. So very important is the seating arrangement. Somebody from horticulture department, noise is coming. Talking about horticulture department. Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, you go ahead. No problem.
Thank you. The seating arrangements are very important. We have to do a planning. Like controller of examination plans about the examinations. Every class teacher, every head of the department should plan how they are going to do the seating arrangements. Whether they are going to repeat the same class timetable, same classes again and again. Group works. You have to give group work. We have to give homework, group works. So you have to use a particular good platform. I'm not recommending some platforms. Good platforms, whatever the class teacher, head of the department or the purchase committee, whomever thinks this platform is good, we will have group work. So 3 students, individual group project. People talk about internship. Internships in group works, in online and the platforms. Very, very essential. These are the set of own challenges. Now it is easy to say, sir, we all know all these things are what you're trying to preach us as if we do not know this. But what is the solution? Solution is in your hands. Collective wisdom in each department. I come from Max department, statistics department. We at the department, 13 people sit together. How we are going to plan for your BSc, first sem, second sem, third sem, fourth sem, fifth, sixth. Then come to online. Then come to see the modules, how you're going to post it. Just see different websites. Go to Monash University, you see different things. Come to Harvard University, MIT websites. Come to Swayam portal. See the Swayam portal. And I was also told by the Honorable Registrar of the University, your university, Gopinath said, thousands of classes are going on Ponmudi in Bharathasan University, he said. I remember in one of the talks he said, great, I was quoting Bharathasan University everywhere. In all my webinars, I'm quoting. So much of effort the university is taking and just going ahead with a lot of online classes. This is a wonderful example. This is a best practice, which you should propagate to others. Now, to close, 2 more slides I have. Very important is teachers training. The UGC academic staff colleges, those days, now it is called UGC HRDCs, and run their own programs. Or the teacher education department, or any other, if the botany department, chemistry department is too good, it depends on identifying the people, the Senator syndicate, or the people can identify a group of teachers, form a new team, people who are enthusiastically motivated, form a new team, young, old, and put all things together. Take your physical education teacher, yoga teacher, librarian, all of them together. Start a course by course training. Very important is technology training. Ask them to deliver. Record it. All the information are recorded. All are recorded. Give it to them. Let them find out what are the mistakes they have done. Either in small grammatical error in their speaking, in English, or Tamil பேசினாலும் சரி, ஒரு சென்டென்ஸ் பிழை இல்லாம பேச முடியுதா அவங்களால? கம்ப்யூட்டர் முன்னாடி உட்கார்ந்துக்கிட்டு, ஒரு லேப்டாப் முன்னாடி உட்கார்ந்துக்கிட்டு, ஒரு அல்லனா ஒரு மொபைலை வச்சுக்கிட்டு, are they able to deliver? Very important is learners training. Sir, how do you do the learners training, sir? Make a start like a class. Ask them to ask the questions. Let them say, no, sir, it is not sharing. It is unable to share. We are unable to click. Nothing is coming. Call the technical expert, system analysis, programmers to help you out. And ask them to prepare interactive online games. Now, the Delhi Alliance Francaise, Delhi and the French classes, அவங்க ஒரு சூப்பர் ஆன்லைன் கேம்ஸ் வச்சிருக்காங்க. இப்ப கோவிட் டைம்ல டெவலப் பண்ணி அழகா அதை கொடுக்குறாங்க. கொயோட்டோ கேம்ஸ் எல்லாருக்கும். So this is the way you know the Alliance Francaise or the Deutsch German classes. Now how they are doing it? We also have in Chennai. I do not know about Trichy. We have Alliance Francaise in College Road. where they teach French. Now, how do you do the test? Should all the tests be MCQ? Cannot be essay type? Now, how do you put a chemistry equation? Sir, how do you do the drawing? All things are possible. All things are possible. The IQ level, weekly once or monthly once, you can have a test. I was told some of the semester examination people are trying to organize through online. Subject to correction, I was heard that. One of the universities in Tamil Nadu. Now, how do you do the screen sharing? Now, very important is cooperation and support from if you are staying in the hostel. If you're a foreigner, if you're an NRI, or if you're in a rural college, staying in a hostel, sports hostel, guardians, wardens, parents, and people at work where you stay, their cooperation is very important. Without that, it is very difficult. Whether the 2-3 people share or you individually do, you need cooperation from your people. Like when you go to class, so many students I know from the evening colleges here, they go for work from morning till evening. And evening, night colleges, they come to college for BCom. Evening colleges. I do not know in Tamil Nadu you have the concept of this. You have shift 1, shift 2. In Maharashtra, we have a concept called evening colleges. It goes till night 11:30. Night colleges. There are aided colleges, not self-financing. Aided, government aided, grant-in-aid colleges. For the people who go for work, people who are going for that, BPOs, we give access. In addition to Tamil Nadu Open University, Indira Gandhi Open University, people wanted to go face to face. They go and learn. So these are the challenges on online education, which is very important. I just thought I'll just take only 2 slides. Atmanirbhar, when 5.0 was announced by the Honorable Prime Minister of the country, he talked about 5 pillars. Hope everybody followed 5 pillars. One of the pillars he talks about system. He talked about the package, economic package and all those things. The 5th pillar he talked about was a system. Technology-driven system. The Honorable Minister for Human Resource Development, Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal ji, Nishank ji, on the other day, very many people, more than 30 to 40,000 people from Tamil Nadu were listening online. So he was talking, when he was talking about how to enhance the technology, and he was talking about how the government, whether the government is planning, state government or the university is planning to give access, free access, free access. Second is gadgets, laptops, free or subsidized to all these children, so that children are able to have access, reaching the unreached. Abhyudaya, Antyodaya, by the Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India. Please visit their website and see how people are reaching to the farthest end of the people, reaching the unreached, the small, the have-nots, people who do not have, finding very difficult, the poorest of the poor children in our class, whether BA, MA, MPhil, PhD, immaterial, how we help them through online. UGC has categorically given how to do MPhil, PhD online Viva. I recently heard from Anna University, PhD in computer science engineering. People are doing online Viva with the external examiners, with the internal examiners, everything is online. And there are guidelines given by the UGC. So as guides, as facilitators, as supervisors, as DRC people, awareness, learning, then moving towards technology is very, very essential. I would like to just talk about the NAC vision, only one point. I just would like to stop. Professor Raghavan, I'll take up some questions for 9 minutes so that 12:15 I'm able to close it. So very important, the vision. We are very clear in NAC, National Assessment Accreditation Council, 13,000 accreditations for the last 26 years. Nobody can change anybody. The philosophy is very important. Unless you decide to change. Change should come from within, not from all the rules and regulations, all the gazette notification, the law of the land helps facilitate your syndicate, your senate, and all the rules will facilitate for a change. But change should come from the department, change should come from the teachers, change should come from the students' community. Very important is the change. Change is important. And who evaluates this change? Self-evaluation. I should evaluate myself. Not third person will come and help me. But who evaluates? Self-evaluation. So the vision, please go through the vision statement of NAC. Vision talks about self, a combination of self. I want to talk about only one mission. Mission is to go. Mission Antodhya. We call Mission Antodhya. Mission reaching the unreached. Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India. How to reach the farmers. Now coming to the point about the promotion of quality teaching. How do you promote the best teachers? Nobody is a born genius and a born teacher. Through constant exercise, through constant improvement. Slowly, day by day, they learn. Day by day, they use technology. Technology-enabled learning. I have 2-3 example presentations. I can push it to you. The moderators, organizers can push the presentation to everyone. For lack of time, I'll just cut short it and say very important is the academic environment you give, whether online or a face-to-face. How do you promote the quality of teaching? Very important. A small concept. Either CH3COOH, we take acetaldehyde or formaldehyde or anything, any chemical equation. Or simply you're explaining a small concept. Yadum ure yavarum gelir. Illana or Thirukural explain pandringa. How do you explain it? How do you make it perfect? Very important. The quality of teaching, learning, and research. The quality of research and research output. This is a very, very important. On the other day, we were trying to run one chapter, Professor Raghavan.
Yes, sir.
On the other day, we were trying to, thank you. The other day, we were trying to run a book with the chapters.
Yeah.
When we ran it on Woodkund, we found 5%.
Yes, sir.
And when we run it on Woodkund, with chapter wise, we got around 44%, some are 0% plagiarism.
Yes, sir. 44%.
Same book, we were trying to run it and turn it in from Hyderabad. Then we found 44% plagiarism.
Yes, sir.
I mean, similarities. So we talk about quality of teaching, learning, and research. How people, the original thought process, I'm putting it in English or Hindi or Tamil or whatever, Hindi or whatever language, it's immaterial. How do you put it across? The original thought process. And how do you acknowledge correctly? How do you refer it? You are all librarian experts. So this is one of the mission statements we talk about as a quality of teaching learning. I took 2 examples of that. Since I come from that, at least I thought I should talk 2 things on technology-enabled education, myth or a reality. I tell you to conclude, you can always debate whether centralization is successful or decentralization is successful. Central library is good or department library is good or both are good. But I must tell you to conclude, in my personal opinion, it is a reality. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The last one is about the use of technology. I'll take up some questions, Doctor.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your excellent presentation and emotional lecture. Really, that is very much necessary when people are teaching. And of course, I'm very much thankful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor also. And now, questions from the participants. So far, we have not received any questions from the chat box. And now we are online. We can request the participants to throw some questions. Dear participants, please one or two questions either through chat box or you can come into the, you can unmute and you can ask also.
Professor Raghavan? Professor Raghavan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Since there are more than 172 participants, 173 I see, 172 participants, ask them to post it in the chat and then you unmute them and ask them to unmute. Otherwise, everybody will be unmuting and everybody will be speaking then.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Please send one or two questions in chat box, dear participants. We can get some inputs from Dr. Panmudiraj, sir. Dear participants, I request all of you to send one or two questions through the chat box. So for me,
one question from our participants. Sir, one question from our participant. How to motivate our teachers and students if there is a certain unwillingness to adopt a new environment of teaching and learning in a new normal life? This is a question from Asen, sir. Dr. Asen from Bangalore.
Okay. You can mute.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Selvi. I got the question. This is regarding in my maths department. There are 13 teachers. Okay. The junior most teacher, last but one, junior most, the 12th teacher in a hierarchy. Okay. Let us say the head of the department, the head itself and the 12th teacher. They have a gang. Gang means not union, don't mistake my language. They form a gang in the department and they are against online teaching. They say whenever government says we open face-to-face, we will teach. We will not do online. And the other 10 teachers, I'm giving an example. Don't say it is available. Okay, 10 people, other 10 people, they are little bit out of 10, 8 fellows are willing to do something innovative. Two fellows who are that side or this side. Parabola curve மாறிங்க. ஒன்னு ரெண்டு பேர் அந்த சைடு இருக்கா, ரெண்டு பேர் இந்த சைடு, நடுவுல 8 பேர் நிக்கறாங்க. 13 people in the department. Okay, don't go by the mathematics. So what happens is, leave the people who are little unmotivated, who are very negative minded, who are a stumbling block. Whatever you do, they are becoming a stumbling block. They do not want you to work. They do not want the head of the department, neither the vice chancellor or the principal to get named. And they are always there. In every institution, in every place, there is a group who doesn't want the institution to flourish or grow. But whatever the criticism they give, whether it's negative or positive, we can just take it into consideration. Why they do not want the classes, we can take it into consideration so that it helps to be effective. And the மீதி 10 பேரை நீங்க go ahead பண்ணுங்க. Automatically and the ரெண்டு பேரை ரொம்ப சேராம இருக்கிறவங்க automatically they will come towards them and they will get motivation. இதுக்காக ஒரு motivation speaker கூட்டு வந்து எல்லாத்துக்கும் motivation பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க முடியாது. Motivation lies within the department, within the children, learners. Catch hold of the learners, catch hold of the students. 20 பேர் கட் அடிப்பான், 10 பேர் வருவான். அடுத்த கிளாஸ் பாருங்க, மீதி 10 பேர் வருவான். Continue. You continue your classes, don't stop. 62 webinars NAC has conducted in the COVID period. 62 webinars. Each webinar we have more than 1,000 people participating. 1,000 people participating. And people said, we also had a difference. People said we should not do webinar, how we can do this. We are also learning from other agencies. So best, whatever it is, Selvi Sendamil, tell that gentleman, hope he is learning, hope he is listening from Bangalore. Please do not lose your heart because our children are more important. Imagine your daughter, your son, your nephew, your niece is sitting in the class.
Yes, sir, very good.
Thank you, Selvi. Thank you, Selvi.
Thank you, Selvi. Sir, one more question from but Ram Ganesh. Selvi, you can mute. Selvi, you can mute. Sir, one question from Dr. Ram Ganesh. Online forum is finding it difficult to win the confidence of university students in Western countries. Countries like India, what are the contemplations of Indian students in the participation of online forum?
No, I was, Professor, sir, namaskaram.
Ram Ganesh.
Ram Ganesh.
Namaskaram, sir. Namaskaram. Very nice speech, very emotional speech, actually.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir was also in, very recently somewhere in Malaysia taking some classes. So I must tell you, recently I was with the Philippines crowd. Philippines people and India, they have the same kind of an attitude and towards teaching, learning, towards schools and colleges. And some African countries also, Nigeria and Namibia. So I was listening to them. Whatever the slides I have put, same slides they have put. I have not copied from them. They're saying they don't have internet. Children are not willing to listen. And they don't understand the accents of the teacher. In a classroom teacher, they are able to access. So all this, what you say is true. But definitely when other countries are not doing, it does not mean India should not do. ஏன் இந்திய தேசம் தமிழ்நாடு முன்னிலையில் இருக்கக்கூடாது? நம்ம ஒரு முதலடி எடுத்து வைப்போம், அதுக்கப்புறம் பார்த்துக்கலாம். முதலடி நம்ம எடுத்து வைத்திருவோம். First step we shall take it. We move the first step. Then shall we see. களத்துல கை வச்சு திரும்பி பார்க்க வேணாம். Let us move ahead and go ahead. Let us see what are the challenges we face. Let us experiment. Jump into the water and try to swim. Do or die situation. அதுக்கப்புறம் அது ஃபெயில் ஆனிச்சா பாஸ் ஆனிச்சா நம்ம பார்த்துக்கலாம். whether we have failed or whether we have passed, whether the system is good, online is good. So many negative comments would have come from the department, from your friends. Sir, this was not good. This was not up to the mark. Whatever you spoke, nobody followed. Allah criticism varatom. Example கொடுப்போம், சின்ன சின்ன example demonstrate பண்ணுவோம். நம்மளே திருப்பி self learning. So this is one typical, I will not say an answer. I am trying to collectively think with you, Professor Ram Ganesh, to move ahead. So when it is a very unsuccessful in many countries, we should be successful, at least in one or two places. You must be much aware, you must be going on behalf of us also. Northeast ku poningna Brahmaputrala avlo kashtam. Tawang, Arunachal Pradesh, Itanagar, biggest state. Avlo forest area, helicopter podu, heavy mala, Chirapunji, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Manipur. You have lot of constraints. Come to Jammu and Kashmir, Leh Ladakh. Nette varudilla. Internet connection இருக்குது வருதுல்லங்கறாங்க. People tell us. But there are people who are participating from Leh Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir with us amidst of all situation. People are participating in our webinars. So this is my simple kind of a colloquium answer with you, sir. Hope it is not, even if it is not fully answered, I am able to move ahead.
Professor, I am convinced. Thank you very much.
Nandri.
Yes, sir. It's well said, sir. Sir, even I can just correlate with the library. Actually, though we are having plenty of resources, as I exactly pointed out, our Honorable Alexandra also, always even in the Western statistics also, it's not more than 25%. So, if that 25% they are having the potential use, so that is achievable. And as you said, it will pick it up actually. So, it is not completely an alternative to the classroom teaching, but it add value and it really support. Sometimes it compensate also. That is what we also join with you, sir. Sir, there only one more question.
Yeah, with that I'll stop. Time is 12:15.
Yeah, sir. About online examination, whether it is viable, because some of the private institutions they already started, and I am also now holding the control of examination position, and so they were asked. They asked like that. And then one more, actually, this is about Teshin Satrat. He is talking about Ivanovich deschooling. And okay, already you answered for that question also, whether we are going slowly toward that deschooling. This both we can.
Yeah, with that question from Raghavan, I'll post. There are two
Sir, you can unmute, sir. Unmute. Purnuraj, sir.
Yes, sir. There are two committees given by the University Grants Commission regarding academic calendar and examination system. Just go through the website, whether it is in public domain, whether it has been approved by the commission. This is very important. Very important about the timetable and the academic year 1920 and 2021 across the globe. The new normal situation, the new normal across the globe after exit lockdown. Once the government announces how they are going to make the academic year. 1920 itself is incomplete. How they are going to give marks? Whether first standard, LKG to 9th may not be a problem. 11th is not a problem. 10th standard, 12th standard, final year UG, final year PG is a problem. So I was told also they are trying to give some 2-3 formulas of aggregating the previous semesters as giving. So there are 2-3 things. Thinking is only going on. We have to wait for the government's decision, and nothing wrong in the university itself coming out with some expert advice to the government. University itself can form some ideas and throw to the government of Tamil Nadu, Commissionerate of Collegiate Education or Principal Secretary Higher Education, with all some little experts, pooled experts can collectively think. Sir?
Yes, sir, we are listening. Somebody is sharing this.
I was told, that is what it is. Slightly it is coming and going. I was told, subject to correction, in the very first webinar somewhere in April, I was told by the Bharatiya University Principals Association, kindly verify, they did semester examination. Whether what did they mean semester is internal exam, or I do not know, because it is all autonomous colleges association. They did semester examination online. That recorded message where I was there also is there. I can push it to you. It's available. Kindly verify that. So it is within Bharatiya University itself we can learn. There is nothing wrong. And with the registrar and Honorable Vice Chancellor, you all can have an internal meeting, then take it to the syndicate.
Good, sir. Thank you, sir. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Professor Raghavan.
Yes, sir, for sparing your valuable time. And
thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Gopinath, Registrar, all friends, organizers, Holy Cross College, Trichy, and my good friend, Professor Srinivasa Raghavan, all the organizers of that Academic Library Association, and Professor E. Ram Ganesh, sir. Thank you. Hope my madam is also listening.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Nice talk, actually. We enjoyed your talk.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we are going to have the second session. I am going to make a presentation on open science, open data for academic and research support. As a librarian point of view, we are having great scientists here in our Bhardas University, and our Honorable Vice Chancellor, he himself is an international reputed scientist. I don't know in what way that I am going to really making a convincing presentation. Anyway, so this open science is a concept. It is not new, and because it has its roots in traditional openness of science. The science means it is open actually. So that is not a new one. And of course, since 2015 onwards, particularly the European Union for open science, they really wanted very much emphasize to make the concept that open science. There are a lot of synonyms also with that open science concept. Maybe we can call it science 2.0 or science in transition, or open scholarship, open research. All those things are the umbrella, the similar terms. And because the technology, people are saying that ICT is very much emphasized on this open science, but it is not just merely this ICT or the technology driven, but the science itself, because it is not just outcome of the scientific research output in terms of the publication, but it is the entire the scientific cycle, since from the selection of the problem, the discovery, and sharing of the research data, and the dissemination, then publishing, outreach, all those things that will take part. So it will give an understanding not only from the librarian's point of view or the academics, particularly the young researchers, early care researchers and students, they can find very good opportunities in this open access and open science platform. And they need to get familiarized with these the databases are very well available across the globe, and how the science and social science and other subjects, they are all really having their own role and stake, and how the people also will get benefit out of those things. I'm just going to highlight. So here some definition you can find, I just compiled. So it is a global movement in which researchers from across the world, cutting across different disciplines. It's not just merely for scientists. When it is open science, all stakeholders, technocrats and practitioners, social science, always technology for society and science for society. So the social science researchers and teachers, students, they are also having important role in terms of advocating this open science or open scholarship. So it is increasingly becoming a part of the present day environment. And it consists of the research data, lab notes, other research process are freely available under terms that enable to reuse, redistribution, reproduction. These three are most important thing, because science lies in its basic principle, that reproducibility. That is the most basic component of any science. If it is not possible to reproduce, then the very purpose of the scientific principle also may get defeated. So the very purpose of the science is to get reproduced. So that is what this open science also advocating, and making various platforms and technology tools to enable an appropriate and a systematic the dissemination for the reproduction of the ideas, data, research process, whatever may be. And these are all some more points, just I would like to already has pointed out. And you see, to make the primary outputs of publicly funded research, publications and research data, the publicly accessible in digital format with no or minimal restriction. So I would like to make a point here. When the open access, for scholarly open access, starts from the beginning of the millennium, particularly after 2005 onwards, Third World Academy of Sciences and various scientific forums, they started working on it, particularly to take care the deprived third world countries and developing countries like India. As already our Honorable Vice Chancellor pointed out, we were having a lot of limitations in accessing the current research data. And only the universities, because of their mentoring with international scientists, they can put. Even when I was a student in Marie Kamaraj University, many fax communications, only one counter exclusively for that purpose. At that time, our Vice Chancellor's Professor Lakshman, I hope that he is a biologist, and they exclusive this PCO office. It was part of the university, and where the scholars, they come and receive the research papers by fax and all. So that kind of restriction was there, and this open science advocated from the open scholarly resource access, information access, and because of that consortia, and everywhere people could access American Institute of Physics or the Institute of Physics or American Chemical Society or Royal Society, and all these journal publications. Even many librarians, they were also not that much familiar, rather research institute librarians or university librarians. Now each and every college librarians, they are coming across a good number of the scholarly resources and publication that is equally accessible at Western universities, not only Europe and even other prominent universities in Singapore or Malaysia and Korea, like other Asian countries also. So it is a question of survival necessity, particularly this pandemic situation, and WHO, World Health Organization, UNESCO, and European Union, European Commission, and the National Institute of Health of United States of America, and various national bodies. Even recent past, because of this COVID-19, 12 countries, that India is also one part along with the UK and other nations, they are sharing whatever the sequence or the protocols or the research data information across the country which we are working, and that 12 countries also, that is very much available in the WHO database portal. So it is in that way, the open science is a question of survival and necessary to overcome this pandemic situation. And of course, the open collaboration, this is not always the scientists are saying the open science is yearly sharing, the yearly sharing of research processes and research data, and also knowledge sharing with collaboration to all the actors, actually, maybe a student or research assistant or an institution or maybe a practitioner. So it involves all the research or the science actors and their network and collaboration. So simultaneous access to the involve all these different levels, how this science is being given access to the co-researchers and the scholars across the world. It also make, because always open means it's reliable, and unless you cannot keep everything reliable, or people may point it out, you can also rectify. So it will enhance the efficiency of that research data when you are sharing the beginning itself, and responsive to the societal challenges. And these are all the different components of that open science. The open notebooks, the laboratory notebooks, Professor, our Honorable Vice Chancellor may be knowing, in their laboratory, there may be a observation data, notebook, basic experiments, whatever they could observe, and the other scholars also can come and view, and they can get some inputs, and accordingly they can orient their experiments. So that is one of the primary sources, even library information science also, and that is an informal source of publication, unpublished, I would say, not informal, unpublished laboratory notebooks. So now that is very much available in the public domain, and many research laboratories, organization, and they are compiling, and they are just posting it. The open data, so not necessary to reveal, and a lot of not only scientific and research data, even social science data also very much available. And the government of India and US and many other institutions, they make it, and open peer review. So it's not that only targeted people, and if it is put in public domain and peer reviews, people can just throw. Many times from leading scientists, they are interested in that particular area. And one example I could say that Marie Kamaraj University, the VOC hostel researchers, they are having a forum. So in which a lot of decisions they are making, and they themselves create a repository. And many people are working on this genome sequencing and genome decoding. So RNA also. So they are sharing actually. They already started developing a repository exclusive for that purpose. So this open peer review where many can come and join, and they can also, many times you can see rather than that article maybe 10 pages and the peer review comments you may have received more than 20-25. From that input you can go for another publication also. So then open source, particularly for data and for the software programmings and for the all these apps, this open source is very much necessary, and from that source code others also can work on it, and that will act as a forum actually. So many people, technocrats and leading industries and academicians, they are really involved in that open source forum also. When you are entering and getting a login, and definitely you can also experience that kind of thing. And then social networking, this is another one big area where these tweets and analytics actually, even many scientific publishing also they are working on this analytics and making the compilation of the information, small information shared on the go, that they compile, and that is also they are bringing it up and they are updating. So every day, every hour, the advancements, information on the various aspects of scientific process coming up. Then OER, it's a great area, and Dr. Ramanesh, education technology faculty members, they know, and we are also, in my colleagues also, we are all our refresher orientation, we are making highlight on that, and we do have our registrar, Dr. Gopinath. So they do have a research repository. 10 years back, they just devised exclusively for this artificial intelligence and expert systems and the machine learning, the semantic web and all. So the citizen science, another one important area where particularly environment and medicine and the social benefit or the policy development areas. That is what invisible colleges in library science we used to say. He may be mechanic. Many times here also I would like to quote an example. When I was a research scholar in Bharat University, and many times the scientists, they were using all those instruments, and at that time only international organizations, they only supply. And there is no Indian agent also. Sometimes people have to come by air from Delhi or from other countries, and it will take time also. We at that time on Mamundi, on biology electrician was there, and maybe people like Professor Sankar, who is a registrar now, and Krishnan sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, they all know. Actually, he used to give a solution, and sometimes they take a risk and opening that particular scientific instrument and to make it correct. So before that fellow comes, we will make it correct. So that is what I kept an example that from citizen science. So that is also very much available, particularly in forest department, Ministry of Environment and Forest. They take the cognizance of tribals experience and they deploy in terms of the forestation or the fight against deforestation, animal-human conflict and all those areas. So these are all some of the component and very much available. You can go and search and you can also get familiarized. And this again, what we have made it, I just copied from internet, that one picture. You see, there are 5 open schools of thought. The 2014, Fisher and Fresky, they just made it. But social collaboration, that is most important thing, that sociological and economical. These two always for science. So unless otherwise science taking care this societal challenges or the economic point of view, and definitely may not make that with great impact. So that is more important for this open science also. Here you could say that infrastructure, lot of tools, the analytical tools, and very much available. So not necessarily that they have to redo the same kind of experiment. The many other things they can get it from that with their data, and then they can further go to that. And even the research data mapping also, the library information viewers, viewer, and bibliophile, and many the scientometric analytical tools like that, synthesis science. So that tools are available, and PubMed, you can go and see that what the chemical reactions and all those things, the people can find it out. So that is what and sharing the virtual labs. Our government of India also, they do have a virtual lab sharing facility. All the models and laboratory practices, it is documented in multimedia and visualized form. So that also can viewed by many, not only the government of India, many other international governments also. Then it's a public school. It should be made available in the public. So public participation and public access, that is more important. Then it talks about the measurement impact actually. So nowadays the altimetrics, even many universities, Singapore and University of Malaysia, they already started, in addition to this publication impact, altimetrics by integrating more than 20 internet or web enabled the presence of that science or presence of the teacher or presence of the researcher, and how people could even you might have seen in that donut and different multicolors, that is alphabetic donut for many journal articles, individual journal articles. So not only journal articles, even for data sets, pictures, diagrams, tables, and all those things also. So that is also another one area which open science get involved. And then democratic school, the unequal access actually, that is equal access to each and everyone. That we need to make. This was the very purpose of advocating this open scholarly publishing and scholarly communication or scholarly information access. Now it's applicable to open science also. Good number of initiatives. Again, Public Library of Science is one good example, I would say. Then pragmatic school. So this is a knowledge creation could be more efficient if scientists work together. This is about collaboration actually. So practically how a particular, because science is incremental, research is incremental, always how that incremental, this devising by other can further forward, and the collaboration can make. You see, on that's what who also, when Ebola virus, it has started coming a pandemic, and because of sharing that information, they could identify immediately within very short span of time that what is that test vaccine, and also that human genome project within less than 15 years, they could decode that human genome. So they did not very much possible because of their collaboration among the scientists, because of making the open participation and the open invitation to all those things. And the open research data. So what I already told, it's a similar terms actually, and even then you can find a good number of initiatives on open research also. So the open research again, sharing, the early sharing of research processes, research tools, or the data. So that is what, before organizing the data, and whatever the data could generate based on that experiment observation and reflection responses, that need to be shared immediately, and to fine tune or to organize that research. That is what that open research. It also involved that open source software collaboration and open peer review, whatever we have discussed, all those things. So especially the libraries point of view, that it should be made available in the library websites. All the repositories, here also we have only listed some of the repositories, and we will keep on updated, and also the open access to scientific publication. So these two are the prominent, not only the accessing this open research data and making this information literacy or digital information literacy to my users, but also to subscribe RSS feeds or the updated mail communications, and transfer that, and just to redirect, so that the researchers, that one particular new information which we receive through these regular updates, if we circulate, that will be quite useful for one particular scholar or research lab or research group. It may be on environmental, it may be biomedical science research, it may be of quantum mechanics, it may be of superconductivity, it may be nonlinear dynamics, whatever it may be. So we can just make it. So that is what the responsibility of the libraries also, because the real-time experiment or real-time practice is very much encouraged across the various scientific forums. And the examples of research data, these are all very much necessary, not only for the scientists, even for social scientists also. The open scholarship, so that component, it encompasses the social science researchers also. For example, to know the trend of the satellite technology, our Dr. Ashokan, under the guidance of Dr. Professor Rajendran Sir, Vice Chancellor of Alapa University, he studied about this, our ISRO, the case study actually. So their dimension of looking at that technological development, how that reveal actually. So this and all also the social scientists, they get involved in these areas also. And here you can see genome sequences and visualizations, numerical data, statistics. We are subscribing also indiastat.com, lot of education statistics, skill statistics. There is a separate department, public health department, vector control. So they all use that, a lot of statistics and full text documents. There is very much necessary, and lab notes, as already mentioned, send responses, artifacts, the virtual exhibitions. So that we are also we also submitted a project to completely document all the cultural heritage objects, pictures, portraits, temples, and even I would say that Tribunum, silk saree, which got geographical indication. And we can all, that kind of heritage virtual exhibition also. So these artifacts and all very much available, and specimens, models, simulations, particularly the Ramganesh sir may be knowing. And when B.Ed, they used to prepare a lot of the models actually. It may be of teaching of science, teaching of physics, chemistry, mathematics, teaching of biology, computer-aided instructions and all to later on come. Before that, 3-dimensional models they used to bring, and that and all is very much available. So learning objects, images, softwares, already I told a lot of things, standards, specifications. So this is about the research cycle and how this diagram I have just collected. I have given the reference, how this forming and what are all the related. You can say that usage rights in terms of data collection, and give the credit through that citations. So not just merely we are making it public and open. The safety and security is also another important aspect, and acknowledgement is another important thing. Then processing of the data. So there is another area very much the scientists, researchers, they are very much needed. Of course, even for social science research also, the table and interpretation we can make, how we can process actually, whether it is inferential statistics or descriptive, and in what way that descriptive statistics is going to be useful, what way inferential statistics is going to be useful, whether I need to use that statistics. Why? Only with the frequency I can say this is higher and this is moderate and this is lower, like that, inferior. So this and all very much necessary. So that also involve that research cycle. And then storage. So this is where librarians also taking a part, and use of service infrastructure, identifier. And already many times we are talking about this DOI, digital object identifier, and the author identifier, researcher identifier. Many the profile identifiers are there. So metadata is another important area. Scientists also should come to know about that different components of metadata. And it's not for the technology familiarization, but to enable for a quick recovery and quick uploading and quick sharing. So internationally, organizations like OCLC and UNESCO, they are all working on to have a common metadata description, not only for this full text articles, even for the data elements and pictures, photographs, and all those things also. Then long-term preservation. So because in digital, the main problem, the long-term preservation, and maybe computer science people may be knowing. Unless otherwise the retrieval process is intermittently happening, we cannot store the information. Even on basic example, I can say WhatsApp we may not have deleted, but after a week or after a month, if you want to record the same PDF or same picture, you may not download. So there is also a limitation of the technology that also have to take care in terms of the, because old data is always now, even the Royal Society or Elsevier or Springer, these commercial publishers and the societies, they are all working on to have the archival data. Though I am studying a lot of developments that took place in library, information science, or the digital library, or the scholarship, online communication, but some of the basic concepts dealt by S.R. Ranganathan in terms of knowledge classification, knowledge organization, knowledge dissemination, user service, quite till today it is relevant. So if even that is for library science means, what about the chemistry or physics or biology or medicine? So that classics actually, the classics is always very much important. So that need long time preservation and open licensing. There is also the Creative Commons, like many organizations are there. How you can also make open licensing for your, it may be of a small flowchart, it may be of a protocol, but that is maybe quite new. And so that is what people also have to put their research processes automatically through the institution or through their laboratory or on their own, and make use of wide range of institutional repositories. Then citations, actually reuse. When started reusing, that is citation, acknowledgement, and intercepting the concepts or ideas or the vocabularies or the sentences into your own publication or the research. And these are all the benefits. So I just don't want to take much time on it. So research efficiency, that is most important. If it is open, and people definitely will try to make it as effective and efficient one. And automatically people also give some input so that your content also may get enhanced. And then the scholarly rigor, so that will promote scholarly rigor, and obviously that enhance research quality. It will also really instigate the researchers to make new research, because research is based on already existing knowledge, and how you are going to interpret or misinterpret the existing the knowledge, scientific inquiry. So that they will really create through this open science movement. And collaboration, already I talked, already explained the collaboration at local level, within the laboratory, within my colleagues, then within the neighboring colleagues, neighboring institutions, regional, national, international. So that, as Punmur has said, that particular individual, he has to determine, he has to commit, and he has to make it. Nowadays, nothing, even UGC, European Union, and you can visit that implement, you can find more than 40,000 research projects awarded by various agencies. They put it, our university also, we are encouraging, and DST, DBT, all they are asking them to put their outcome of that major research project in our repository, and informatics they are taking care, and library also, we will have that one. Then the conclusions and better decision also can be made on. Somebody is interrupting, please mute your this one so that I can continue. Please. So I'll quickly finish it up within another 10-15 minutes. So different kind of data, you can say that common data and open data that can be freely used, reused, and redistributed, and even you can have licensing also. And because licensing is an identity actually. So government data with national security restriction, not every data can get accessed. And open data, people are saying it's not personal data. So always the personal data cannot be given to an individual. And even when the test and other things made also, it is not about the individual region or individual institution or the person. The transparency and proper control, these are all some of the aspects. So it will be quite useful. Citizens, as our Vice Chancellor rightly pointed out, is not just because of the researchers and academic institutions, and citizens, they have to get much benefit out of it, to aware and to understand, to work on it, to start a venture. There's a lot of startup projects nowadays. You can find a lot of startup projects also. The Government of India also, DBT and all, they're increasing. They just wanted to collaborate with the business people or the small micro level, the entrepreneurs. So there's what it should reach the citizens actually. Their contribution is very much important. And of course, corporate and business environment, always they really use potentially this open data. They are the open data providers, and for the government of USA, and they are also helping us to have a portal on data.gov.in and Kaggle. So even library in Allen for COVID-19, this database also recently has created. And he is a library and information science man. He worked along with Microsoft, the founder. World Bank open data, they are keeping actually. Many times you can find from Hindu and all, they used to report the analysis on the World Bank data on the poverty alleviation or the employment or health or various other aspects. You can find good article in Economic Times and other the social science, even EPW and all. So that is normally used as a source for the secondary research by the social science people. By analyzing that World Bank open data, they compile every quarterly and they communicate. Now it is available in online. And Spark, the scholarly publishing and academic research coalition. So they are also really working on it since from 2005. You can visit that. Many presentations I also highlighted. Then Open Science Journal. So you can come to know about the circulars or developments or the updates on open science and open data and open scholarship. Royal Society, they are also, in addition to the journal, now every society and the commercial publisher, they started supporting the research data. So they are giving the guidelines and infrastructure, and some they are charging and some they are open, nominal charge and all. So Stanford, it's a very good collection of data set collection. You can snap.stanford.edu and open science design that is for national academies for science, engineering and medicine. That you can visit, and Australian Research Cloud, and also G7 Open Science Working Group and OECD data. So they are also quite long. They are working economics sources and teachers they may come across. In addition to that full text publication, you can have this data, raw data and organized data. Then African, they are working on this what you can say that astronomic research data. Actually, the University of the Captain University, they are the collaborator for that African Research Cloud. And UNESCO also, they do have Horizon 2.0. It's a good project funding, but opportunities for the data or open science and even other research also we can come to know. And one of the major organizations is European Open Science Cloud, and the European Science Committee and the European Union, they together. And this European Union, they are now making since 2020, all funding should be published in open access client channels. They are categorically varied. Earlier also they advocated, but now they made it as a mandatory. So many funding agencies, they are coming as a mandatory. So all the funding output, it should be made available in open, and also it should be in the repositories also. The funding agencies as well as the universities or the organization where the research is being carried out. You see that another advantage of this open data is it's not just analysis or analytics you can have, and it enable a researcher to transfer the raw data to the research project, and also the transfer the research process into the product. And in my vice chancellor's bio, I forgot to say that he could complete more than 4 products actually. So many times processes are being patented and products the final outcome. So for that purpose also, now we can find a lot of visualizations actually. As I mentioned, from the data, it's not just merely access to table or graph, visualization. You can just click, we can see the cluster and the concentration of the research or the data, or socio-economic and this scientific clinical data, and many of these things. And mobile enabled app, you see every database, even I would say the Indian data.go.in itself, more than 38,000 APIs, that application programming interface. So they will connect with the different the web-enabled platforms, and people can modify and they can use it also for the various for customization. It is enabling every individual researcher or the research team to customize the data for their purposes. That option is also very much available. So the data coordination units are there, and they will also help training. They are just giving training also how to make use of this available data, and also you can donate your data and their repository. That will give you the visibility. The visibility is most important thing. Open science or open research and open data, that your lab or your individual, so you can get that altimetrics, if not that impact. So that is also matter. Another limitation the scientists also feel, because now Hutch index or the impact factor, cumulative impact factor, that is about publication area. But if we are providing our data before the publication, whether they may not have that much impact like that. So, but that and all has to be addressed by these forums, and they are also now working on it. So to encourage the researchers to share their data or the scientific process in the beginning of that, early of that research, as much as possible, early, that they can just communicate. So this is also another aspect. When you are accessing the data, you can just see. I am having here these snapshots. You can just, if you want of time, I quickly go through that. You can find this different submission types, submission tools, and how we can search in GenBank, and also update GenBank records. So all those things you can go and see. So this is what that structure, maybe science scholars, they know how they can classify in this. COVID-19, this one actually. This is about international nucleotide sequence database by NCBI and ENA and the DDBG. You can go on to how they are making it, the format design and the key aspects, feature table and all those things they are given. And this is that document I culled out. You can find it. So GenBank and FASTA and 3 sources they are giving. It's about taxonomy. You can come to know. And like any full text also, you can data also you can just access by the latest date or chronological or the application wise. So a lot of the segregation or organizing options are available. So that way it will be quite useful. This is for machine learning repository. You can find here. The European Open Science Cloud, the data management, they are giving guidelines, training. These are all the different areas they are giving services actually. And another one, you can also take part in the programs. And Open Fellow is also there. UNESCO for librarians and scientists. So you can become an Open Research Fellow or Open Science Fellow. That is also they are just making it. So sorry, there is people are intercepting. Please don't share your screen. I'll quickly finish it up. And as I mentioned, training and support, all those things. I've given here a snapshot. You can see that for infrastructure manager, so how they are given here. And this is VNMR suit for structural biology from the European Open Science Cloud. IEEE also. There is one of the leading institution for electrical and electronics engineers. This is a land society like Royal Society, mainly for engineering and electronic computer science communication engineering. So they do have separate OpenX data sets. So you can find some you can pay and some you can get it, all satellite data, robots data, or everything. You can find that wearable catheter-based cardiovascular signals and IEEE data board. You see, you can also cite, you can embed machine learning, health, biomedical, biophysiological. This is the data board. You can find how the structure of the data. DO is there, and data format is there. Licensing is there. Creative Commons, they given attribution, and how many views, keywords, everything is there. So OECD, so it's a quite good initiative, and we can find the different areas how they are giving the data access: economy, education, employment. Then environmental aspects, corporate governance, taxation, trade, various areas you can find. And I just how you can color out the data tables or the graphs or pictures and visualizations and air pollution data from air emissions. Is energy also the separate portal is there. Kerbal. This is what COVID-19 open research data set code 19. This by that our Allen lab, they just made it, they're working on it. The repository of that, you can find that sequence and all those things. And the scientists, scholars may be knowing how to read this data. For a sample, I've given here. And IBM Cloud, they do have a database on computer-related areas. And this is the government of India. You can find this catalog and more than 39 lakh resources they do have, with more than 8,000 catalogs, and 173 departments are contributing that our government data. And there are 354 chief data offices are there across the country. And as I said, the APIs they do have, and more than 2,000 visualization here. You can transport, health, drinking water, sanitation, all those things you can find. Policy and guidelines. You can separately download APIs. Functional Common Service Centers in India. So you can just visit this data.gov by the US on climate, agriculture, local government, maritime, and the very ocean. They have more than 2 lakhs data sets. You can find an irrigation, 562 data sets. The different formats also you can find it. You can filter by location, as I mentioned. That visualization is there, that picture. This is that Open Data Soft Data Network, another one initiative. Ministry of Economic and all those things you can find here. This is that Open Science European Commission website. You can search. This is Snap standard. They are having. You can find different data on Amazon networks and web graphs and citation networks, communication networks, graph classification, data sets. So user actions, so all those things are there. World Bank Open Data, this is quite popular now. Everything you can find in that World Bank Open Data. GDP, that graphs and all. So the very purpose is that not necessary to duplicate. Actually, this we can make as a base, and it can be further investigated or interpreted, or they can use as a base for their scientific and research processes. This Spark, they are also open education, open access, and open data and impact stories. You can visit Open Scholarship Initiative. This is another one initiative, global initiative, and the Open Research Scholarly Communication Pilot Project. They made it, and they are having different. We can be a member, and we can get the communications on different areas. Only thing is that you have to segregate your subject, your related subject, and this is clinical data by Welcome Group. It's a leading pharmaceutical company, and many pharmaceutical companies, there are also some of the data they are making this open access. This is the open research of that Welcome Group again. This is Emerald Publishing. They are also supporting us already mentioned. Elsewhere they are supporting. Bringer they are supporting. I just given a snapshot. Open Research Central, portal for open research publishing. So here you can see that open data, open peer review, open access, whatever we discussed, we can go and experience openresearchcentral.org. It's a multinational initiative, and you can find the different areas. There are more than 100 this kind of open data. These sites are there, so it is a federated site. You can access, and you can go and now you can HRB Open Research. This AAS, that is also part of that nature group, and Faculty 1000, Welcome Open Research, Gates Foundation Open Research, how they are encouraging. Royal Society, as already mentioned, this is that British Medical Journal Open Science Initiative. And research data support, that is what they are really training, and how you can collect your data at the beginning of your research, how you can store it, after storing what will happen, how you can gain your citation, whether you can get rewarded, because there is also another area. European Union and various agencies are working on it. How, when people are ready to share their data, how you can get rewarded. So that means they have to be given support actually in terms of the financial or resource support. So that will enable for long-term collaboration because that benefit also they are working on it. So Springer, like commercial, these publishers also, they are paying money for that research data and all. You can go and what are the pricing benefits to archive your data they are charging, and also if your data is cited, they may reward your data based on your value of the data and usability of the data. So you can just go and explore. And these are all the other initiatives from India. Indian Statistical Institute, they joined with WHO, and now they are working on it. Like that, Redalac in Mexico, and this core COVID-19 Universal Resource Gateway, you can go and visit. Creative Commons already told, PubMed Central. Then the core data, RDA, Go, FAIR, that findable, accessible, and interoperable, reusable. That is what that FAIR guidelines for data is very much necessary. And you can just go. So this is that open science support, how librarians we can contribute for library information science group, and making the awareness on the various open access and open science and open data, open research platforms, and support the infrastructure. Our university, whether is there any open repositories where our the life science or other science faculty members, even social science, they can repository their data, and research data management, how they can manage their data and give access, restricted as well as security enabled access, and training, also awareness programs, inviting the publishers, inviting the data archives, data providers, and scientific organizations. We can just make it, and encouraging people to take part in the open science fellowships, and also advising on metadata standards, how they can use that metadata, which is already available. Only it need to get integrated with their data or the pictures or posters, whatever it may be. And these are the skills basically the librarians wanted, and to know about the research open science and preserving research outputs. DSpace, the one, not only library, even every department, they can have their own archive using this DSpace and GSDL. Many open source archives are there, particularly for full text resources. Data management, also open access tools, how they can make use, and then support researchers by who are all the funders. They make their data is very much mandatory to archive. And here also when processes are coming, we are helping from library as well as from informatics to archive their research projects. There is a mandatory, they have to send the certificate from the university to get their, what I can say, that notice or the completion of the research project. And a lot of data manipulation tools are available. People can visit the UNESCO's that open access or open source portal. They are having a lot of tools in that, connecting with various international research organizations and data mining, then project record. These are all areas, particularly for funding. So funding is a trend actually. So information literacy programs for different subject groups, the librarians also can highlight the trend which took place in funding and the funding amount by the different funding agencies, how they can choose and what is the time period or the announcement as soon as made, it can get circulated. So these are all where the libraries can contribute to the support the open science and open research initiatives among the academics or among the general public also. So these are all again where this library need to get familiarized with the open science concept, and they can also contribute in these areas, particularly copyright. That is another important aspect, and state of art reports, research support, literature search, not only from the publications but also from all these data templates or objects, how they can quote cite the objects, and the different the scholarly communication carried out in different process of the scientific research, since from the beginning to the end of that research completion or the publication of that research. Some of the references I have given here. So thank you very much for patient listening. Hope that I have made an overall overview, particularly to the young researchers, and a lot of platforms are available. Now, any one or two questions, if people are... So it's over to Mr. Dorairajan, President of ALA, here to moderate and also to ask some questions. So Punmudi sir is here. Thank you, sir, for being with us.
Good presentation, excellent presentation, Professor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Selvi, any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
One question. Where can I find an overview of open data licenses, sir?
Open data, that is from Creative Commons. Creative Commons, they are for quite long, they are encouraging. And not only Creative Commons, even there are some other organizations also. So they can go and visit that UNESCO and who, like all UN. I can say that IAU, International Association of Universities, and these UN organizations, they are engaged on it.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Open science and third mission of higher education. What do you think, sir?
Pardon? Open science
and the third mission of higher education. What do you think? Third mission of higher education. Open science in higher education.
Open science, yeah. See, that is very much necessary. That is what all scientists they are emphasizing. And the mission is of higher education to reach, as Punmudi Raj sir already pointed out, sharing of knowledge. It's not just merely all these webinars and all we are organizing for the certificate or other things. Sharing of knowledge at different times to different community, and definitely that will enhance to achieve that third mission of higher education, to the very purpose of the higher education, to give employability also. So it also enhance the employability as well as the further research advancement or career advancement, and also to reach the unreached. Particularly, I would say that rural remote college. So they may not have that infrastructure facility. lab or the software tool or the literature they can access, and they may not have that much expertise. When it is pooling the international reputed the human expert as well as infrastructure and institutional expertise, scholarly resources all together in umbrella, definitely that will enable to reach the unreached, but where the resource rich to the resource poor. So that's what my opinion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your explanation, sir. Sir, now I hand over the session to Dr. Durarajan, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon.
I am very happy to propose vote of thanks on behalf of the Department of Library and Information Science, Bharadasan University, Holy Cross College, and the Academic Library Association. I am very glad to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor for accepting our invitation to inaugurate this webinar on knowledge access, and his thought-provoking words in his inaugural address are very useful. I wish to thank Reverend Sister Principal of Holy Cross College for her felicitations. I am indebted to thank the resource persons, especially Dr. Ponmudi Raj, Advisor NAC, and others. I am always much inspired and thank the active interest of Dr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan, Professor and Head, Department of Library and Information Science, for his motivational force of things being done effectively. I am thankful to the organizers of the webinar, ALA Secretary Dr. Sarvana Kumar, ALA Treasurer Dr. A. Sendamil Chelvi, ALA Vice President Dr. Jayabal, and ALA office bearers, advisory council members, and members for their active participation in this webinar remotely. My thanks to Dr. Surli Nedi, Dr. Jayaprakash, Dr. Bala, and Dr. Ranganathan, and other faculty members of Bharadasan University and Holy Cross College. I am very much thankful to Mr. Arakya Raj, Bharadasan University, for his technical support. I thank all the participants for your active participation. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, actually, I posted it. Yeah. Will we? Yeah, you can announce tomorrow program and you can invite all the participants.
Thank you, participants. Thank you, participants. We will meet on tomorrow morning at sharply 11 a.m. You will join the session before 10 minutes or 15 minutes before you will join the session. Thank you. Thank you, participants.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor Durarajan.
Share your screen and don't please mute your mic always. Repeatedly you are coming and that is an interruption. Please don't share your screen and don't please unmute your mic. And those who have not received the PPT, already my colleague JP also communicated, please scroll the participants and select the participant and also the presentation. Then pin it. So when you are pin it, you can view that PPTs of that presenter also. When the session is going on, if you are not able to view the PPT, please scroll the participant, select the presenter, and then you pin that presentation. So that automatically the PPT along with that presenter will be viewed by you. Please. And tomorrow, YouTube morning we are sending to all the registrants, and you can join. Those who are not able to join today also, tomorrow you can join. And this will be the same for the all remaining 6 days till coming Sunday, the 14th June. The Google Meet link is same. YouTube every day we will communicate it. Thank you. I also thank all the resource person. I forgot to welcome morning that NIT Chief Librarian also, and Dr. Selvi herself, the resource person. I once again my acknowledgement to all the resource persons, those who are going to give. And today it is really with our Vice Chancellor's participation and the Pulmuraj sir's presentation. It was really excellent, and I thank once again all the participants. Dr. Selvi, we can conclude.
Thank you very much, sir. We enjoyed thoroughly both sessions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the organizers, and thank you very much for the presenters, Dr. Ponmuri sir, Dr. Srinivasa Raghavan sir. Thank you very much